Hi there, my name is Tom, and thank you for clicking on the video. I'm going to try to be as helpful as possible, and I'll try to make this as quick as possible. I do want to start off by saying this has to do with the Scram Ankle Monitor, and I'm going to call them false reports of alcohol consumption that were issued regarding me while wearing the Scram monitor, which by the way, I still am wearing. It's been over a year now on the same ankle. This is regarding helping anybody that has gone through or is going through what I have had to go through. The Scram ankle monitor went from being something I perceived as a very positive asset in my life. In fact, I was looking at it as a way to let folks that needed to know that I was not consuming alcohol know that I wasn't consuming alcohol, until there were two reports in 2019 where Scram very confidently said that I drank alcohol. I want to help anybody who has had that happen by telling you a few simple things that you can do. I have to be careful to keep this video short and concise, and I'm really just coming from a place of help right now, but if you want to grab a piece of paper and something to write with, I will tell you some things that will help you. I do have to say this: if you are watching this video and you're looking for help, and you actually did consume alcohol and you're trying to figure out a way to make it look like you didn't, this is not the right video for you. That is not what I'm talking about here. I am talking to anybody that has absolutely, without a doubt, not consumed one drop of alcohol, but Scram and their parent company AMS has consistently reported that they have. A couple of things that you're going to want to ask for and that you're going to need. And you're going to request this from the agency that Scram is either reporting to or Scram themselves. I did both. I received most of these reports eventually, although it took some time. They did come partially at first where I couldn't really decipher the data, and then we went on from there. You're going to want to ask for 4 3-color graphs, one for each of the factors plus a composite graph. Okay, that's 4 3-color graphs, one for each factor, plus ask for a composite graph. Scram and AMS will know what that is. You're going to request your hour to hour or hour to half hour or every half hour, however they're calling it right now, reading printouts. In other words, you can't just see the graph. You're going to want the chart that shows the actual numbers. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. You're also going to ask for a copy of the written protocol that is used by AMS to distinguish between a possible violation and a confirmed violation. And finally, you're going to ask for your client's report from AMS. This is discovery that you're going to need in your very stressful battle. Trust me, it's not easy, but there are things you can do. The other thing you're going to want to do is and it is going to cost money, unfortunately, unless you can get someone to pay for it for you, is you're going to want to request ETG testing. You're going to want to call around in your local area to find laboratories that will that are capable of performing what is called ETG testing. You can do it by urine, which supposedly goes back only 80 hours. I've taken those. I've also found a laboratory. So the first one was through Quest. I found another laboratory that actually did something called fingernail testing, and that is fingernail ETG testing. That test supposedly goes back between 90 to 180 days, I believe, and can detect, well, look up information about fingernail testing online for ETG, alcohol fingernail testing, and you can read the reports from the USDTL.com, and then also information from the NHTSA.gov. By the way, there's a report. It's 86 pages. You're going to have to read it. You're going to have to learn more about transdermal alcohol readings than you ever thought possible. But it's worth it because there are some extremely heavy consequences for alcohol consumption reports. And if you're in a situation like that and this has happened to you, I understand completely what that feels like. I understand how frustrating it can be, and I would not expect anybody at Scram or AMS to be of any help. I have tried to take this up as high as I possibly could, working directly with Scram, and that only took me so far. My goal was simple, was to prove that I did not consume alcohol. I've done that. They are still at this point refusing to admit that they falsely reported. A disclaimer real quick I want to say, with all the research I've done, the Scram Monitor is extremely accurate. There have been case studies which I've read all the reports on. I can also give you all this information. If you want to email me at helpwithscram@gmail.com. That's helpwithscram@gmail.com, and email me your situation, please. Not if you drank alcohol and you're trying to get away with it. That's not what I'm here for. But if you truly, in fact, did not drink alcohol and you are suffering consequences as a result of that, and Scram will not admit. The good news is that there is data that will tell the truth. If you drank alcohol, it's going to show that. If you didn't drink alcohol, it's going to show that too. They still won't admit to it, but I can kind of give you an example of what that 3-color graph is going to look like when you finally do receive that. That black line right there will indicate an alcohol reading. Again, in other videos, I'll be getting more into details as time goes on. Basically, I'm only sharing with you today what counsel will allow me to at this point in time, and then this is that half-hour reading, and in my case this is what would, I guess you would say, exonerate me. It shows an alcohol elimination rate that it was sensing. The elimination rate was at about nearly twice as fast as it could ever possibly be, even under Scram's liberal guidelines. Okay, that's it for now. If you want any help personally, you can always email me. This is not my full-time job, but I'll do my best to help you with whatever I can. Send me information, describe to me what your situation was, and I will try to help you. Again, that's helpwithscram@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.